In this Minecraft video, I will bring you the most horrifying mod pack you never ever have experienced. The world of Minecraft is no longer the same. Darkness has come. All the scariest creatures from your worst nightmares have traveled to our world. They hide in the shadows, dwell in the darkest caves, and follow anywhere we go. And once they see you, there is no way to run. At the start, I thought it would be easy, but I was wrong. I already had to face one of the scariest creatures in the game. It was the Slender Man. He just spawned right when I started the game. Then I tried to hide from it, but it was too fast. He has some kind of supervision that helps him see through blocks and detect the exact location of the player. But I cannot fight him, not right now, so all I can do is to keep running without looking back, hoping I will escape the Slender Man. I pooped my pants a little, even though he can teleport, but after a while, I finally lost him. Then, I found an abandoned villager's house, and when I came closer, I found out that there was something wrong with it. I heard a crying baby noise, but I couldn't find where it came from. Climbed upstairs, I saw a horrifying scene. A villager's body was tortured and hanged on the ceiling. On the top, I saw another body get nailed on a cross. This mod pack is insane. When the night came, the weeping angels started to summon. They looked just like ordinary statues if you looked at them. But when you turned away, these creatures would silently move and follow you, and once they touch you, you will piss your pants. So I had to find a shelter right away. Lucky for me, there was a city nearby. I went into a building to hide from all the monsters. I carefully checked my surrounding to see if there was anything followed me. But then I saw that creature. They call this the man in the fog. When you are too far from him, or when he can't get to you, he will stare at you. But once you put your feet on the ground, he will sprint at you and slap your cheeks in seconds. There were also these white-skinned creatures. They are the Johns, whom you don't want to mess with. Next, I decided to go mining. And of course, this statue guy followed me, but he didn't attack, though he was some kind of beacon guiding all the weeping angels, helping them to find me. I have tried everything to escape from this guy, but he just keeps respawning and teleporting to me. When I climbed back up, the first thing I noticed was bright, shiny white teeth glowing in the dark from a distance. I was curious, so I came closer. Turned out it was a black monster with white teeth. I was panicked, but I safely hid inside a house. Well, lesson number 1. Never approach a smiling face in the dark, despite how pretty it is. It was holding a knife, so I took out my sword and killed him. Turned out it was pretty weak. Nearby there was another monster, but it was much bigger and scarier. It was one of the Johns. This was the first time I encountered the creature, so I panicked. I tried to hide in the trees, but then I decided to face it. Well, it was not as strong as I thought it was. They were just scary. The next day, I found some kind of underground base, and it was properly one of the most horrifying things I have ever seen. There was blood and body parts everywhere. I wondered who did this, and where is he now? When the night came, I stayed in a village nearby, but then I heard noises outside, so I climbed to the roof to check it out. The first thing I noticed was the Slender Man. He was trying to eat the horse. I don't know about this, but this is kind of strange. When I was trying to reach him, the monster started to surround me. I would be torn apart if I fell down there. So I went back inside the house. Right before the angels reached me, they tried to break down the door. I almost peed myself because I couldn't do anything else. Finally, the sun has risen, and I can now get out of this village. But first, to go out safely, I had to trap these angels. So I lured them into a cage. Hopefully, they will not be able to get out. Then I found some kind of prison, but there was no one in it. Then I found some kind of building which got burned down, dead bodies all over the place, and I also got 25 coal blocks. The next day, I found a huge cave, which is perfect for mining. But keep in mind that in these dark caves dwells a creature, and if it found me, I would be dead for sure. Later that night, I found a three-headed monster. Its heads got stacked up. I barely made it out alive. The next day, I found a huge lake. The water was so dark, which made me curious, so I jump in and find if there were any creatures hiding in there. The next thing I saw was one very horrifying. A villager got tortured and hanged. Ha! This is what you have to pay for stealing my emerald. So eventually, I can kill these angels, but I will take damage each time I attack them. I landed a few hits on them and they got broken into pieces. So satisfying, I would say. It's time to upgrade my weapon. I'm gonna craft a shotgun. I believe that despite how strong the monsters are, they will not survive modern technology. Then I got into an abandoned building. It was really dark and creepy. When I faced the killer, Jeff the killer, he was fast, so fast that I couldn't see him coming, and of course he outran me. But he could not outrun my shotgun, though. Got him! The night came. He came back. The man in the fog. These creatures stalk me in the dark, and when they are in their rage mode, they will chase me extremely fast. The next day, I found a prison where trapped a dangerous killer, the Saw Runner. Right after I broke the door, he jumped at me. He was so fast and so strong, but not as strong as my shotgun. One night, I found another hideout of another killer. This one was much more mysterious. Right when I got in, there was lava, so I carefully blocked the hole and got in there. Chains and traps everywhere. The pyramid head was the one behind all of this. After a few shots, he finally died. And the crime scene here was worse than anything I saw. It was a massacre. One night, I noticed that the cave dweller has followed me to the surface, so I ran my ass off. Night 61. I went into a forest and heard a weird noise from a distance. It sounded like someone was talking through a radio. It was then that I knew what creature I was dealing with. It was the Siren head. It was a giant, skinny creature with a head of a speaker. The noises it created made me even more terrified. After I shot all the bullets I had left, it finally died. One night, I found a village, and there was the John. Not the regular John, but the Mega John. It was 15 meters tall with a howling sound that gave shivers down my spine. Day 71. I came across a dead pig in the forest. Nearby is a person in a white dress sitting on the ground crying. I didn't think much until I came closer and turned out it was a ghost. I jumped and almost peed my pants. Later that day, monsters started to spawn much more, so I had to craft a stronger weapon. One night, I finally encountered the scariest monster, the man from the fog. The last night, the blood moon had risen. Monsters from all the corners of the world together, they came for me, so I prepared all the weapons and firearms and was ready for them. And that was my 100 days in the horror Minecraft world. Like and subscribe.